The mystery of American Airlines Flight 749. Synopsis: on a routine flight from New York to Los Angeles, American Airlines Flight 749 suddenly disappears from radar without warning. With no distress signals and only scattered debris found in a remote area of the Nevada desert, the mystery deepens as investigators search for clues. Was it a mechanical failure, a terrorist plot, or something more sinister? Key events. Takeoff: the Boeing 757 departs JFK Airport in clear weather, carrying 180 passengers and crew members. Mid-flight anomaly: an hour into the flight, the plane experiences strange instrument readings, and the pilots report unusual turbulence. Disappearance: from radar communication is lost, and the plane vanishes without a trace. Search and rescue: search efforts focus on the last known location, but initial searches yield no results. Debris found: small fragments of the aircraft are discovered in a remote desert area, raising questions about what could have caused such a catastrophic event. Conspiracy theories: as investigations stall, conspiracy theories emerge about electromagnetic interference, government cover-ups, and even UFO sightings in the area. Final revelation: a breakthrough comes when black box data is recovered, revealing a shocking truth, something that was never expected. Introduction. It was a routine day at JFK International Airport in New York. American Airlines Flight 749, a Boeing 757, was preparing for a transcontinental journey to Los Angeles. The flight had 180 passengers, including families, business travelers, and tourists, along with 6 crew members. The weather was clear, and the flight was expected to be smooth. No one on board suspected that this flight would soon become one of the greatest aviation mysteries in modern history. Takeoff. Flight 749 took off at 10:30 a.m. from JFK. The engines roared to life as the sleek Boeing 757 lifted gracefully into the blue sky. Captain Richard Morgan, a veteran pilot with 20 years of experience, and First Officer Alice Reeves, his skilled co-pilot, exchanged pleasantries. The cockpit was calm, and the mood in the cabin was relaxed, with passengers settling into their seats. Everything was normal. But just an hour into the flight, as the plane cruised at 35,000 feet over Pennsylvania, things started to change. Mid-flight anomaly. Suddenly, the aircraft encountered unexpected turbulence. The autopilot showed irregularities, and the control panel started displaying strange data. The altitude readings fluctuated, and the autopilot disengaged, forcing Captain Morgan to take manual control. "Not sure, but we're going to figure it out," Captain Morgan replied, trying to remain calm. The turbulence wasn't due to weather. There were no storms in the area, and the skies were clear. Passengers were unaware of the issues in the cockpit. Flight attendants had just started serving drinks when a violent jolt knocked over trays and sent drinks flying. The cabin was filled with gasps of shock. Communication breakdown. Captain Morgan contacted Air Traffic Control ATC to report the unusual conditions. He calmly described the strange readings, but then in an instant, the connection went dead. No more communication from Flight 749. ATC tried repeatedly to re-establish contact, but there was nothing. The radar still showed the plane flying west at cruising altitude, but something was wrong. Minutes later, Flight 749 vanished from radar screens. But disappearance. Panic spread as ATC declared an emergency. Search and rescue teams were mobilized, and the FAA Federal Aviation Administration launched an investigation. Military jets were scrambled to locate the missing aircraft. For hours, there was no sign of Flight 749, no wreckage, no distress signal, no emergency beacons. It was as if the plane had vanished into thin air. The search begins. The search focused on the last known location of the plane, near the Nevada-Utah border. Satellites and ground teams scoured the remote desert and mountainous regions, but nothing was found. Weeks passed with no signs of the aircraft, leaving investigators baffled. Meanwhile, family members of the passengers and crew demanded answers. The media exploded with coverage, labeling it the New Bermuda Triangle and speculating about every possible scenario from mechanical failure to terrorism. Wild theories even emerged about alien abductions and secret military experiments. Debris discovered. Just when hope seemed lost, a breakthrough occurred. Months after the disappearance, a hiker stumbled upon fragments of wreckage deep in the Nevada desert. The debris was confirmed to belong to Flight 749. But something was strange. The wreckage was spread over a wide area, suggesting that the plane may have disintegrated mid-air. However, there was no evidence of a missile strike, explosion, or mechanical failure that could explain the destruction. The flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder, the black boxes, were missing, further deepening the mystery. Conspiracy theories emerge. As investigators struggled to piece together the puzzle, conspiracy theories gained traction. Some speculated that the plane encountered electromagnetic interference from a classified government project in the Nevada desert. Others believed the military had accidentally shot down the plane and was covering it up. There were also reports of strange sightings in the area, lights in the sky, radar anomalies, and even UFO sightings on the night of the disappearance. Was it possible that Flight 749 had crossed paths with something not of this world? Break through the black boxes. Nearly a year after the crash, the black boxes were miraculously discovered by a remote excavation team. When investigators analyzed the flight data, they found the final minutes of Flight 749 held the key to the mystery. The recordings revealed chilling details. Captain Morgan had been fighting to keep the plane stable as the aircraft systems went haywire. A strange, high-pitched sound could be heard in the background, and just before the recording cut off, the co-pilot's panicked voice shouted, "We're losing control, we're falling." But the most haunting part of the discovery was the final seconds of the cockpit voice recorder. After the frantic voices of the pilots, there was silence followed by what sounded like an eerie mechanical hum. And then, nothing. The final revelation. The final analysis pointed to something no one had expected. The instruments on the plane had malfunctioned due to an intense, unexplainable electromagnetic pulse (EMP) that disrupted the aircraft systems. The EMP theory was linked to a classified government experiment taking place in the Nevada desert, a project so secret that even the recovery of the black boxes had been delayed to prevent sensitive information from being leaked. While the official report listed the cause of the crash as unknown electromagnetic interference, many questions remained unanswered. What was the source of the pulse? Why was the crash covered up for so long? And why was the wreckage so difficult to find? Epilogue: the unanswered questions. The disappearance of American Airlines Flight 749 left more questions than answers. Was it an unfortunate encounter with a secret government experiment, or was there something more? Many of the families of the victims refused to accept the government's explanation, continuing to demand the full truth.